But I wanted to say a couple of things. If I get emotional, then you let me know, okay? But I don't have any intention to get emotional. Even the photographer is listening to news. He believes I'm going to start crying. So listen, first of all, I want to say that I am extremely proud that I have worked for Cipla. I'm very proud. Not because it is an Indian company, I'll come to that, but I believe it is a special company. I remember that in 2014, we were with Dr. Hamid, at that time with Subhanu, and we were inaugurating, I think the launch of a product, I don't know what we were inaugurating, but it was like 300 people in one room, in one evening, and we had big celebrations. The next day, I happened to be in the hospital of Peter Mujeni. Yeah, in Uganda. Big hospital. And Dr. Hamid, of course, was invited as an honored person to participate in a celebration. And for those who don't know, Peter Mujeni was the single doctor that started using the Cipla medicines in the world, the HIV medicines, okay? And in his country, he's a hero, and in many other places, considered a hero like Dr. Hamid. And he's on the board of our company. So when you see him next time, be nice to him. And we were sitting in a kind of a long, big table, like a marriage ceremony. I was at of course, the foreigner always at the end. And Dr. Hamid was in the middle. And there were some, at that time, 17 to 20-year-olds that had prepared a show. They were singing and kind of dancing. And I thought it was okay. I didn't get the sense of it until I started listening to the words that they were saying. So, just to keep it short, each one of them were people with HIV that were saved because they were the first ones that took the Cipla medicine. And each one of them, with a microphone, was telling their story to Dr. Hamid. This is how powerful this company is. Now, so therefore, the second thing is that I have to say that from my heart, I wish first that Nishant stops doing WhatsApp messages. But I wish for Nishant, this team, and the company to do amazing things. First, because I believe the company and you guys, you're worth it. And second, because there is no glory in things getting worse after you leave. There is only glory when things go 5 times better, 3 times better, 10 times better, right? And when people, that I see here, my brother Balwinter, Anchal, Dilip, everybody, all of the people that will work very hard, the people who are here, but also the people in the markets and the people that have left us, when they go to higher positions than us, they do greater things than us. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful that, after 10 years, right? We hear that the CEO of the, whatever pharma company you call it, right, is Dilip. No, I know. Now, I wanted therefore to say that the second thing that I loved is India. And maybe some of you guys that know me, they will understand this. I lived here for my contract said that I had to stay here, I had to live here for 1.5 years. It was in my contract, mandatorily. And I accepted because the money was a lot. So, it was in my contract. And finally, I ended up extending it to 2 years. Isn't it strange? Right? For many reasons. But what I have been impressed with, first of all, is the amazing caste system which has created so deep values, which they don't exist where I come from. And I'm not talking about Europe, I'm talking about a historic country of Greece where I come from. I have been deeply impressed how high the values are. I have been totally intimidated, and I'm telling you this because I'm leaving tomorrow, by the quality of intelligence and talent that exists. I had to pretend in so many conversations that I knew what the hell people were talking about. And this is half true. You guys are amazing. Is it because CIPLA attracts Kartiks? I don't know. Is it because the schools, like in Indore, right? Pradum, where are you? I went to Pradum school in Indore. They accepted me for 2 hours to speak. Actually, we went there to attract talent. In any case, is it because the school system is so competitive? I don't know. It could be. Is it because CIPLA is able to attract and utilize such talent? The fact of the matter is that I have seen amazing talent in all different positions and functions. So it was either one part of the business and not the other. Now, in these 3 months, by the way, 3 months, which was part of my notice period, is a long time. I went from 250 emails to 7 emails, which was quite an improvement, by the way. A lot of discipline in doing this, but I succeeded. I was reflecting, even in preparing what I was going to say today, which hopefully I'll cover 50%. I was trying to reflect, and I promise you that I couldn't care about reflecting on numbers. I honestly could not care to reflect on countries and successes and negotiations, which, by the way, you ask Anuj Agarwal, and you ask Chirag Mehta, and you ask Abayan, and you ask Balwinter, and you ask Jaswinter, they will tell you they were dreadful, right? We're talking about, difficult things. But that's not what I remember. What I remember are the faces of the people. And you remember pictures, like snapshots. And this, it's very difficult to forget. So when we talk about, the turnaround of Europe, what I remember mainly are that we had one system again, that every Thursday we would go out to a restaurant. And my wish was always to go to Indian restaurants. In any case, I remember the good times that we had in the Indian restaurants in Antwerp. But isn't it beautiful? That's what I remember. What I remember is, me and Anuj Agarwal, when it was like only 50 of us at the time. He's a vegetarian, he's a pure vegetarian. And we were in Australia. And we were extremely hungry. And unfortunately, for all of the bad reasons, pouring rain, we were looking outside, shop by shop, for a veggie restaurant. And it took us like 15 minutes to find a pizza place. So, and this is what I remember, right? I think that we have done a lot of good things for this company. I believe that the systems that we created, they were needed at the time. Maybe even now, I don't know, but they were needed at the time. I believe that all of these systems were created with very good intentions, and most of them are at a very high level. Either you call it commercial cockpit, or you call it rolling forecast, or BDNL, or you call it whatever you call it. Because for me, those were the platforms for all of us to kind of, unite and align on a common language. So that is what you remember. So I remember, for example, the ILT meetings. Imagine, right? The IoT, guys? Okay, so how does it take? I'll take how it takes place. It's a 3-hour meeting, so by definition it is boring. Second, I speak 80% of the time. Can you imagine this? Now imagine us there. After half an hour, it's like, everybody's out of it. So you have the people who are sitting on the far end. One is Ashish Musali. Very smart. Huh? He would always sit, he would go first in the meeting. He would sit at the end and left. So I could not see him because I was sitting on the same side. Very smart. He knows that I never sat on the center of the table, right? So smart guy. And he would do all of his WhatsApp messages, everything. Then we had Azar the head of Australia, New Zealand. And he was so attentive during the call that every time we would say, and then this is what we do in Australia, and how did this project go? Silence. And we would say, Azar, silence. Then after like a couple of minutes, he would say, I'm sorry, I had it on mute. That is happening for like 4 years, every time. So that's what I remember, strangely enough. Now, I also remember, to be honest, and I don't know whether Saurabh is here, I remember our rolling forecast or LBE meetings. I'm sorry, but I also remember those. Very tough meetings, huh? Very tough meetings. But what I remember is I was always impressed, Nishant, it's a true statement, huh? How the business planners, right? They knew in so much detail where the product was, where it was coming, why it was not coming, and what the possible options could be. I will forever remain without an answer of how this works because there was no system. This is just exceptional people doing what they do best. I also remember the meetings shaping our future. I remember that, many country visits because God knows we traveled across. And I still believe in that because the best meetings that we had is, I think, when we traveled away. Because somebody told me years ago that the best teams are built during the home away games, not at home. Anyway, so that's what I had to say. I think that we all need to make sure that change is seen as an opportunity and not as a problem. You can either be part of a solution or you can, align behind me and complain. I think that the company will go forward no matter what I believe. I think I could have done much better. And I think in many cases I let you guys down. And now in Nishant's leadership, with Umang, whom I saw just, I think, about an hour and a half ago, I believe that the company is on a very good path. But you guys need to continue to embrace this. And you need to try to do your very best. I will miss a lot many of the business reviews in the countries. I will miss a lot the fact that we had this one-day decision-making thing. So these problems I will miss unless I go to a company that has more problems, in which case it will be okay. But I will always remember the work that we did in Sri Lanka, and then you might have a couple of memories. Or is it still, you cannot sleep at night, right? You remember this, but still remember that. I remember Antwerp. I remember very well the visits that we did in Myanmar. I remember Katie joined as the only lady among 25 guys in, where was it, in Riyadh, no?
Yeah.
Right? Followed in Riyadh. Of course, I will remember the drinking session with Tarun. That's another story, by the way. I believe that the time had come. Regardless of whether the ending takes place in this relationship between me and Sipla, the ending had come. And I think the most important thing is how the future looks like. I will try to avoid to mention names of people, but I wanted to thank you very much for being patient with me in terms of my personality and style. I wanted to thank you for backing me up in many different occasions. I will always feel very proud about the level of unity that we had in the different meetings, from budget to MOR to whatever meeting you call it. And I wanted to wish you all the best in the future. And I will leave it at that. Thank you. Thank you.